If you have been living under a rock, Barcelona could pull off the historical once again. A treble. But mainly the UCL. The mission, if successful, has been in the works since 2015. A decade. What's up guys, welcome back, and if this is the first video seen by me, you already know. Like, subscribe and comment down below your thoughts of the future of FC Barcelona. And with that done, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so it's not really a surprise that Barca missed being at the top. Like I said, this rebuild has been going on since a long time. Big money exits, big money transfers, new managers, even a renovation to the Camp Nou. To an average football fan, this would probably seem perfect. New managers, new players, a total rebuild, a new look for the club. So far, it hasn't been so great. Yes, we still won La Ligas, we won Copa del Reyes, but come on, the UCL defines this club and the biggest clubs in football history, and especially winning and performing well at the biggest stage. I am very excited for this game against Inter, and yes, the nerves are there, but the pure joy of being into the semi-finals, that's what's amazing to me. And that's the problem. Look, you don't know how happy I am to be at this stage, but it shouldn't take this long. It shouldn't take 6 years to get here. 6! Okay, I guess my point is, it shouldn't take this long to have a rebuild, especially with these players and this club. Barca love the future. La Masia just proves just that, and we have not seen a wave of potential since the Dons of La Masia debuted for the first team. Bro, I'm talking about Iniesta, I'm talking about Messi, I'm talking about PK, I'm Xavi, Busquets, flipping everyone. And you know what they did? They did some historical stuff, man. They did 2 trebles, a sextuple, beating Madrid like nothing. They just eventually just won everything possible. I guess, okay, probably the point and message of this video is I'm here to address how football and Barca mainly in particular, how they need to really focus on the future. Now, I already know all of you Premier League fans or just fans in general are going to say, oh, so the future started this year, and look at Liverpool. The season they were playing, the teams they were versing, they were just so bad. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Let's just look at Barca, for example. Looking at the starting 11, they got good age players. But there's obviously some players that age might just be a problem. And obviously we're talking about Szczesny and Lewandowski. However, they are so good. They are key to the squad. They're likely to stay until next season, but when it hits 2027, I'm doubting they're going to be there for long. I think after 2027 they're done, they're not at Barca. But the big issue here is, for example, Lewandowski, who replaces him, because the current targets right now, they're pretty expensive now. But when it comes to 2027, for example, the current targets right now are just going to get more expensive and might have already transferred to a new club by then. So Vitor Roque needed playing time. Look man, I love my Roque, yeah. I'm just saying, you treated him wrong, Barca, and he would have been perfect now, especially with Lewandowski. You know, this video, for example, if we're talking about the future, he would have been amazing, especially he can play striker and left wing. I think you understand why I'm talking about this. Look how they've treated the future of Barca already. Let's say Barca win the UCL. Hopefully they do. I'm just saying, they need to defend that title not to mention still be a threat in the Champions League for at least 7 years until the next rebuild. Just looking alone at how longevity has improved. Just look at R9, for example, and just back in the day in general, how they retired at age 30. But then you got people like Cristiano Ronaldo still going at age 40, and look, Salah, 31, 32, still, if Liverpool didn't get knocked out of UCL, he's in the contention for the Ballon d'Or. So people like Kylian Mbappe in 10 years, for example, he would be 36, and I'm not even lying, he would probably still have the capability of scoring 30 goals every season. I think something that needs to be noted is how there's so many elite players that are young. For example, Haaland, Mbappe, Vinny. But then there's so much more people who have almost better potential and are younger. Look at Yamal, for example. We just said in a decade, Mbappe will be 36. Yes, that's fine. But then Yamal in a decade will be only 27. That's crazy, man. Looking right now, look how many youngsters are in people's teams, especially Barca. There's tons of youngsters. Yamal, Kubasi, Balde, Pedri, even the bench, Ansu, Gavi, Firmino. The whole issue is how players like Ferland, for example, who are 25, that's young, don't get me wrong. But when eventually Lewandowski leaves or retires, how world-class will he be in the future? Just small little nerves are just hitting me of how Barcelona are going to do business. Because in the past, that's been the whole reason we haven't been the same threat. And this is why this season is make or break. Even Rafinha is a weird one because his age right now, 28, that's like young. And again, looking at someone like Salah, 32 or 31, that can still mean you're an elite player. So Ansu Fati, for example, would ideally be his replacement. But knowing how the situation is right now, I don't know if to be the replacement of Rafinha and get to a Ballon d'Or level again. Not to mention, if you're a Barca fan, you know, Laporta, man, he's eyeing down big chances left, right and centre, man. His vision is basically when the new Camp Nou is open, he wants an elite attack for years. He's thinking, okay, Yamal's already sorted. He wants Haaland at striker. He wants Leao at left wing. Our midfield is sorted, bro. Like, okay, yes, maybe a transfer here and there just to help out, like, in case there's any injuries or we just need, like, a destroyer, for example, in midfield. But it is completely sorted right now. And again, our defense is amazing. Okay, yes, maybe a transfer for our fullbacks and like one elite centre-back to replace Inigo, but Araujo will be hitting his prime. And Kubasi, if he's playing already like a crazy centre-back, world class, imagine him in like 5 years. It would be absolutely mental. I'm probably overthinking this and how the UCL is really important, but Laporta and Flick need plans, bro. They don't need one plan, they need like a plan A, B, C and D because, for example, when Bernal returns, how will Olmo and De Jong fit in? We knew how good Bernal was, so bringing him back in from injury, does that move Pedri to the camera or like does that mean De Jong's bench? Like, will De Jong leave then? So many questions with answers no one will have for a while, but it's just something for you guys to just chew on and think about. For example, Yamal, Vinny, Mbappe, they're all going to hit their prime and just have elite battles, but how long will that last? For example, we already know Laporta's eyeing down the next MSN after YLR, so, you know, it's just hard to think about. But thanks for watching, and you already know, like, subscribe, and comment down your thoughts about Barca and the future of football. Many more great and epic videos still to come, and just like that, I'll see you in the next one.